Hey guys, I hope this is working right now. If you're watching, let me know. Yeah, I see it's working. Okay, so first of all, I've been absent for a while and I wanted to talk with you a little bit about that because that time didn't go to waste. I actually dedicated this time to figure out what would be the best way to help you guys achieve as much as possible in the least amount of time for any martial art, not just capoeira. I've also tried to keep it accessible for every one of you. So I came up with a completely free solution. In this period, I put together a blueprint that will help improve your skills much faster than only by regularly training. This toolbox, as I call it, is my new email list where I'll be regularly sending you guys insight and in-depth tutorials, the way to use capoeira in order to develop every fundamental skill or technique in any fighting style. It all works so smoothly and effectively because capoeira is such a versatile art containing aspects from many different fields. The link to join is in the description down below, and I will also leave it in the first comment. So today we're going to talk about what weren't you taught about kicks, and I'm going to talk specifically about one straight kick called in capoeira chapa giratória. Let me adjust the camera. Also, I thought it would be fun. I have over here this game called it's called Jenga, where you need to take one out without it falls and put it on top. So I'm gonna play as I'm going to teach you. So first of all, if you don't know, chapa giratoria is a straight kick. Also, although it starts with a spin, eventually it goes in a straight line. So this is the kick. From here you go one and then two. I'm going to show you sideways. Let's say I start in the athletic position. From here I step into entrada, twist, and then in a straight line, leading with my heel. It is sometimes referred to as a horse kick or a donkey kick, simply kicking backwards. That's a very important thing you should know. Secondly, about this kick is the timing. So let's say the other person is kicking a roundhouse kick, a crescent kick. In capoeira, it's called armada, this one over here. The timing where I aim to go is when my opponent's foot has passed me. This is when my kick should start and um, penetrate my opponent's safe zone. So let's say he's kicking, my kick is going to come underneath his foot, underneath his leg, and hit him even before his leg landed on the ground. That means you gotta dodge while he kicks, and the moment his kick pass, then you go for yours. The third thing you should know about this kick is that it always comes in a diagonal manner. Sorry, in in an opposite direction. If you try to kick it the same way as your opponent just kicked, let's say if my opponent kicks the crescent kick armada over there, and I try to go chapa to the same side, it it has a very low chance of working out because chapa is a counter kick. You usually don't kick it as an attack. You kick it as a counter to someone attacking you. So we have two ways to find ourselves in a position where we are opposite to our partner's attack. But before I show you these two entrances, I wanted to congratulate the new members of the Capoeira Takedown course, Yali Flip, Ramon, Boneco João, David Berek, Stuart Hamblin. I'm gonna murder those names, obviously. Brett Hughes, James Miles, Mira Majinso, and Brad Fawcett. Thank you all for joining our course. We have a digital library where you can find all of these techniques divided into three chapters. The first chapter is takedowns, the second chapter is straight kicks, and the third chapter is how to use your hands in order to set up kicks or takedowns. Those are all capoeira techniques, but I'm so infinitely sure it will give any martial artist the boost he's looking for and the edge he's looking for. So the first chapa comes from an armada sequence. I kick armada to one side, my partner dodges, and he comes back with his own. Then for my armada, I combine a chapa. So it's an armada chapa combo. It looks like this. Sideways, armada, then the same leg, boom, comes with a straight kick. So it's a round kick and then a straight kick. In the last live, when I went with Master Malandro, I forgot to even look on the people commenting on the live session. So I'm sorry for that, and I'm having a really hard time to find a loose brick. Oh, here it is. And I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna give some attention to the comment that was a comment that was left in the last live before I show you the next technique on how to enter the chapa oppositely. So so you actually hit your partner, and it was left by Master Versatile from LA, and he wrote me something really nice. He wrote, let me find it. I actually want to see if there's someone commenting right now. If you're watching right now, let me know if you have any sort of a question. You're welcome to ask me, and I will try and answer it. So last time I admitted that I used Master Malandro's content without asking him first, and Master Versatile, which I guess is a friend of him. They both are from USA, and they both are from California, if I'm not mistaken. He said he was glad to see that I'm owning up, taking responsibility for my mistake, and um, using as a sample to other capoeira practitioners. So it's over here. I'm sorry it's taking too much time, but I thought I really want to read your guys' comments and interact with you. And I missed the last time when it was live, so I'm gonna try and read from the last video. So if you comment on this video, on my next live, I'll be reading your comment. And he says, I appreciate your integrity here, Tom. Brilliant example of accountability for the community. So thank you. The next technique I wanted to share with you today is this one. One moment. Let's see if I can get another one without it all falling apart. So the next technique is a little bit tricky because what you do is you switch sides. Again, it starts the same. You start with the athletic position, which is called paralela in capoeira. Then you step a diagonal step called entrada, and you kick the chapa. But this time, from the jinga, instead of keep on going with the momentum, with the energy, you need to switch it up and step the same foot, turning, facing the partner's kick. So let's say he's kicking Armada to that side. I'm gonna go and step into his space, keeping my head in the back, and then comes the chapa. So from the jinga it goes one, two, and a kick. Again, my right leg is gonna go one, two, and chapa. By the way, I got me some better cable gear in order to have a better video and sound connection because I wasn't very satisfied with the last two live sessions we had. Other things I wanted to let you know about today is if you've been following, you know I've been training lately for a competition. I wanted to take part in a competition called Volta do Mundo Bambas. It's really interesting because this time they got a really nice location in Rio de Janeiro, um, and they got the government support. This time they will be giving away 50,000 real, which is equivalent to I think about $15,000 maybe, something like that. It's hard to convert from real to our money over here is called shekel, and then from shekel to dollar. Anyway, it's exciting to see that capoeira is growing in that direction. And since I've been teaching so much fighting technique and takedowns, I wanted to try it out in a competition scenario. Let's see if I can get this one without it falling. Oh my god, it's about to fall. So I asked the organizers to be a part, and they already have had at the time and enough participants for this edition. So another thought came in my mind. Instead of taking part of this competition, is having a match. It's sometimes called luta casada when you take two people who you think a match in between them will be interesting, and that's the whole event. Watching these two guys compete without any other people competing. It usually happens when it's two high level people, athletes, competing. You can see it happens a lot in jiu-jitsu. So I approached the first edition champion, Eric Maya, and challenged him to for a match where each one of us will put his own money on the line, and he said he's interested and he needs to get the approval of Volta do Mundo Bamba competition because he's signed with them as an athlete. So I hope we'll get that, and then we can have a great event and great content and videos for you guys to watch. I think we're pretty equal in our styles, in our abilities. He's I think 6 years younger than me, but I feel that I have a very good chance of beating him, and I can't wait for something like this to happen. Now it's a matter of time when Volta do Mundo Bamba, the next, the closed edition, which is in 22 of July, will be over. Then I hope to get a positive answer from Eric. Um, and I wanted to share with you some other techniques I've been developing lately. I'm a fan of boxing. There's a really cool boxing channel called Precision Boxing, and there he teaches you combos and there's full workout. You should definitely check it out. It adds a lot of intelligence into my footwork and my hands and over the general coordination. So what I've done is I've tried to translate the combos he taught into capoeira combos. So what was interesting was his stating. So it started with a combo that goes something like this: one, two, and then. So I translated it into capoeira like this. This is one feint as I'm gonna kick martelo, but I'm not letting my foot leave the ground. So it goes like this: one. Then I'm changing the position as if I'm gonna punch from here. I'm gonna go, and from here instead of the last punch, I'm gonna kick a shada. So it goes like this: one. Watch from this angle. It will make the person go one side from the martelo, then the other side from the entrada, and then the queixada will come. So it's actually two feints and then an attack. Then I was thinking, how can I make it even more confusing and complex to the opponent? So I'm gonna go like this. One, you got it? Let me show you once again. I think this is about to fall in just few blocks away. Oh my god. Whew. Let me show you again. One feint, from here I feint again queixada, and then I switch to martelo. One more thing I was thinking about is, instead of faking the martelo this way, how can I fake it differently? So it goes like this. Let me show you slowly. I feint martelo once, then I jump into entrada. I keep on spinning as I'm gonna kick armada, and then comes the martelo, which is actually the same technique as we did with the queixada from here. So from the spin, you get into the same position. This is just like queixada. You bring your leg up a bit, and then you switch to martelo. Feint, 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 kick. I can't wait to try this in the roda. And leave your comments down below. I'll be reading them on the next live session. Thank you for joining me. Ashe.